What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we've got Mitch's WRX here. He spoke about it in a video quite a while ago, but here she finally is. I'll give you guys a bit of a tour of the car. He's changed the wheels and done a few minor modifications, and he's got it custom dyno tuned at the moment, which is pretty sweet. The thing does keep up to mine, and it is pretty fun to muck around with on the road. Sorry, it's still a bit smoky from the machine. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today was why I built the 135i. So as I mentioned before, the 135 was a daily for me at one point, and it served its purpose really well. From there, I did consider where I wanted to go with the car. I did look at the 1M, was a bit pricey for me at the time, and I thought about the build cost of building a 135 opposed to buying the 1M and then modifying a 1M, and that kind of blew out of proportion. I did look at other things, however, like the fact that this had the N55 motor, which I prefer the sound of, more reliable. It has the dual clutch transmission, which the 1M only came in a manual. This has the sunroof. I know the sunroof's not an entirely race car thing, but it's a touch of the car that I really enjoy. And when I'm out cruising on the weekends, it's something that I really like to sometimes open up and just let the air come into the car, especially when you've got everything else on the car and it all ties in together. I don't know down the track, I might put a carbon fiber infill and take out the glass. I just think that the 135i platform, especially the N55 version, was a good base to build the car on, because at the end of the day, I'm planning to upgrade majority of things in this, and it will be better than a stock factory 1M anyway. And if I had bought the 1M and upgraded, say, the control arms, the sway bars and all of that stuff, I still end up doing it to this one. So what I plan to do with this car will I just would never want to do that to a 1M. Just modifying a 1M a bit too far just isn't something that I want to do. And on top of that, this car has the carbon fiber hood, the carbon fiber trunk, the upgraded headlights, the wheels, everything that I would have wanted to do to the 1M. And talking Australian dollar, that easily would have gone over $100,000. Even though this car has cost quite a bit to get where it is today, where I want to take this car, it will be so much more insane than a 1M ever would have been for this value. But that being said, there is still a few things that I want to do to the car, so I'll tell you guys a little bit about what I'm still planning to do. On the inside, we have the coral red leather interior, and we have those sport seats. I do want to change them out and get some Recaro Sportster CS seats eventually, and I have to get those ones because they have the airbag mounted to them, and because there's an airbag on those, to keep the compliance with the law and everything, I have to get those seats. I do want pole positions, but if I want to keep this on the road, it's something that I can't do, unfortunately. I want to change the steering wheel over to an M Performance Alcantara steering wheel with the shift lights and the OLED display. That'll make it feel a bit more of a race car to me. Another thing that I'm thinking of is a half cage, but I'm still in two worlds about that because it just means no more passengers permanently. One thing I wanted to mention to you guys was yesterday I actually drove a 135i with an upgraded turbo. The car makes pretty well 500 wheel horsepower, and the thing moves. It's pretty fast. It did scare me a bit once it hit 4,000 RPMs, and before I knew it, we were really accelerating. But the only thing that I do like about the factory turbo, and the other thing that makes me consider whether I want to go for a bigger turbo or high flow the stock turbo, is the fact that boost kicks in around 2,000 RPMs with these, with the twin scroll turbo, and it's very linear, and you can just punch it and have fun around the streets, and I quite enjoy driving it around. Whereas driving a car with the bigger turbo, just giving it a little bit here and there through the streets isn't something that you can easily do. I'm in two worlds at the moment about whether I want to change the turbo and whether I want to put a half cage in, because that really will change the car, and I don't know whether that's to a point that I want. I'll see how things go. I'm definitely going to do the low pressure fuel pump and port injection so that I can get a good custom map for the stock turbo, and if I do get bored of that eventually, then I will do the turbo. But there's still a few other things. I mean, it's a work in progress and it always will be, but that's pretty well why I built a 135i opposed to buying a 1M and building that. A 1M I would have wanted to keep stock, maybe just change the wheels, but I wouldn't have wanted to change things like I have to the extent of this. So the cost in building a 1M or even buying a 1M for me I just think that was a silly option. I look at other M cars, which I mean, I like everything M, I like everything BMW, but just how much work I've put into this and how much of like, I guess, a build it is to me, I would prefer this over say a factory M2 comp, maybe even an M4. I just get so much more thrill driving this, especially with everything that's been done to it. So this car is quite unique. It is the only 135i with the N55 motor in Australia that I know of that has the genuine 1M conversion for the body. Maybe the rear guards aren't genuine, but I'm just talking about the main scope of the works. It's the only one that I know of. There's other people that probably have done body kits and stuff. If you have, and you do watch this video, send me a link of or any photos that you have, because I would be keen to check it out. I'm always very excited to see other 1M converted 135i's, and I will be putting a video up of kind of what it entails to do this build price and a few other things like that. I will do a video a bit more about the car. For the people that do ask me these, I will answer them just quickly. I will go into more depth though. Okay, so with the 1M conversion, just to give you guys an idea of the build, the whole front end, except for the bonnet, which is aftermarket carbon fiber from Sabon Carbon, they're all genuine 1M parts. Even these headlights are genuine 1M headlights. They just got modified, pulled apart and whatnot by Bay Optics in the States. So I mean, the carbon fiber lip, that's not factory, that's an aftermarket piece too, but the main pieces to do the conversion, they are from BMW. With the headlight washer system, you need to get the whole 1M washer system, so all the plumbing, the washer bottle, all of that. And the other thing is the rear wheels. My rear wheels don't exactly fit properly. I'm going to go into more depth about that in another video, but essentially I'm going to have to change the hubs to fit those wheels. I should have probably gone for a 9.5 inch wide rim on the rear, just as I did the front, so it's a square setup, but I didn't want that staggered aggressive look, so 10.5 wide rear on the rim. It does serve its purpose well, but I am going to have to change and modify the hubs. But anyway guys, I hope you guys liked the video, and I guess it gives you guys a bit of an idea of why I chose a 135i to build, opposed to buying a 1M and whatnot. I love 1Ms, they're an amazing car. Anything BMW, as I said, is up my alley, but that's why I built a 135i. And I know there's a few others that are out around the world and around Australia that have done the build or want to do the build. If you got any questions, just send me an inbox or comment below. And remember to like and subscribe. Thank you everyone who has subscribed to my channel. If you do like BMW content, especially 135i and 54 and 55 torque, build, stuff like that, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like the video, please give it a like below. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys soon. And remember to stay tuned.